Check this out. This is the original Highway 69, US 69 that goes through Eufaula, McAllister, so on. This is the original one before they built the dam, before they built Eufaula Dam. See, it goes up there. It's my truck parked there. You can't see right now, but there's some railroad tracks right to the left of the road coming out of the water. But check this out. You could actually walk across the lake. Water's a couple inches deep here. I could drive out here. In fact, I'm halfway tempted to. I mean, look at this. Is this not cool? The problem with driving out here is there's nowhere to turn around. I could get the truck out here easy enough, but I would have to back out unless I could drive completely across the lake. I'm actually waiting just a little bit. This is interesting. Before they built Eufaula Dam, I believe was built in 1964. So I'd say about 1960 or so. You're taking Highway 69, you know, this was it. This was the road. There's a bunch of birds nesting on the road up here, and they're taking off as I get within about 100 yards of them. I don't know how well you can see them. They were all along this stretch, but as I'm walking along, every time I get within about 100 yards of them, they start to take off. This is truly interesting. Well, if I did want to drive out here, yeah, this is as far as I could go. I would guess, they've laid this here on purpose, poured some cement out here to discourage people from, probably just from what I was tempted to do. Now if you had a good, you know, there's some trucks that could get over this still easy enough. But from this point, it would become very dangerous. The road is starting to slope away at both sides. It's eroding. This is interesting. I'm going to try to walk all the way across the lake. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to drive any farther than this, and that's probably why they poured the cement. Because at this point, you see how big the crack is there. Now it's folding into the water. That is the southbound lane. That's the northbound lane. That's weird. So about 50 years ago, I make it 1961, 50 years ago, if I was walking along this road, the lane I'm in now, I would have got run over from behind. What is odd, again, I don't know how well you're seeing it, but you don't see any birds as I'm walking along, but there are tons of them ahead. It's like magically, every time I get within about 100 yards, they start taking off. They're all over the road up there. But the closer I get, the more of them take off. I'm going to pause this and make this kind of like a part one, and I'll start another one. Okay, continuing on my way. See if I can walk across the lake here. And so far, looks like I might make it. I can't really tell up ahead very well. The birds are all over the road. I mean, they're sitting on something. But if it gets too deep, I'm not going to wade through a foot of water just to say I walked across the lake. The road here is in worse condition. Back when I first started walking into it, of course, it was still flat. in good condition. But out here, you get more erosion. It's starting to break up. You see all the birds up there taking off? I still haven't come across anything that, yeah, the road's in bad shape up here, but some good old boy that's, got a really big truck could get across this, I would imagine. Although if he slipped at all, he'd be in the damn lake. And I don't know if you could get a tow truck out here to pull you out. This is, I would imagine this, at least I would guess, that this would be a real good spot for fishing. I wish I would have got out here earlier in the day, but I was originally planning on coming out here. Sort of a spur of the moment decision. Next time I come out here, I'll come out, early in the morning, so you see water actually under the stone there. I see a part up here where the road is widening again, but I don't know if it goes all the way to the next shore. I can't see well enough. Here, look at this. Stones are really separated there, and there's water underneath there. Oh, this is so cool. I'm trying to speed up a little bit. It's about it's 2:40, so I'd rather have gotten out here about noon. Next time I'm down this way, I'll make sure that I get here earlier. Still can't tell if I'm going to make it all the way, but I might. Google Satellite, it shows the road above water. They took some new imagery in 2011 here of these parts, and it shows the road above water all the way across. Yeah, actually I'm getting close enough now that I believe I'm going to make it. I'm going to stop this again and again start another part. I don't want to make this any single one too big. Okay, part 3. I'll do this in parts because I also want to take a few pictures. See, there's Highway 69 over there. And you can see the railroad just on the other side. There's actually a train going by. Whereas the original railroad went right through the lake here. I'll show you where it comes out of the water when I walk back. I doubt you can see it on the screen, but I think I can see where the road goes over this island and then continues on again through the lake. I wonder how much time I've got. It's 2:43. I got enough time, I think. I'll probably have to drive back in darkness because it's going to be, the sun sets about 5:30. Yeah, it does look like I'm going to be able to walk all the way across this. As I'm on this part, the road is starting to widen out again, in the sense that less erosion. They're in the middle of the lake. It had gotten pretty bad. Turn around, look, see, that's where I've come from. I'm probably upsetting these birds. They're annoyed at me for running them off. They're all swimming in the water around me for the moment. I'm walking in the northbound lane now. The southbound lane is kind of in the water there. Again, imagine, vehicles used to, if you were going to Eufaula from McAllister 50 years ago, this is the road you'd take. There might be a section up here. It's hard to tell. Look at all, now you should be able to see all those birds taking off. And you couldn't see it before. Well, there's a section up here where there is water right before you get to the shore. Let's see how deep it is. I'll walk across it if I can. I'd be disappointed to walk all the way across this lake and not go all the way to the shore, or to be stopped that short of it. We'll see. I don't know how deep it is. It's awfully pretty. This is about 3/4 of a mile, something like that. Yeah, there's definitely water here. How deep is it? I'd really like to walk across here. Make sure I don't drop the phone in this. So far it's about 2 inches. I would say it's going to get up to about 5 inches here. Oh damn. I'm wearing my hiking boots that I actually used on the AT, which new were waterproof, but okay, I made it across. My hiking boots aren't quite waterproof anymore. They were waterproof on the AT, but I put a lot of miles in these boots before I did the AT. I did 364 miles in these boots on the AT, and I've done a lot of hiking in them since. All told, these boots have probably had upwards of 1,000 miles on them. But, okay, there you go. I walked across the lake on original Highway 69. And there ahead, the road goes over this little island. I'm going to shut this one off now. I'm going to walk up here and see what's there and take a few pictures. Alright, I've walked across this island. Highway 69, original Highway 69. And it goes into the lake again. Now I know there is a part up here. You can't walk across this. The satellite imagery shows that the part I walked across being completely above the water. And you saw there was a section where it wasn't, the water had risen a bit. But in that same image it showed all of that above the water. It shows a part of this below it. I see what appears to be a bridge support up here, and I think it's probably after that there's just no more road for a section. I can see where the road goes, up on land there, and I can see another little thing to the right, which I think must be the railroad. This part I'm not going to walk across. The water back there was 5 or 6 inches. Up here, Yeah, that's much deeper there, so that's as far as I'm going today anyway. I might come back and do this when I have boots that are really waterproof. Or when I'll bring my Crocs next time and just walk across it in my Crocs. Because yeah, I'd like to walk across that and check out that far side, but for now, I'll go back. But still, 50 years ago, if you were driving from McAllister, or between McAllister and Eufaula, this was the road. You see it over there now. 50 years ago, this was it. So, this is the island I just walked across. I'm probably I don't know, mile and a quarter from where I parked the truck. And I know there's times that none of this would be visible because I can look over there and see where the lake has been before, and I can see places where if the water is up as high as it's been, none of this road would be visible at all. As I said, Google just redid the imagery for this year, and this year has been kind of dry. Oh hey, I didn't notice this coming down. Yeah, take a look at this. Here's the old railroad over here. Previous imagery didn't show this, probably because it was underwater at the time. But this year, water levels are mostly low. Yep, the old railroad. So yeah, that section over there to the right of 69, yeah, that's the railroad. So, 69, Highway 69, and the old railroad. I don't see where the tracks go so much here. Up by where I parked my truck, they were obvious. Oh, well, this part is not as in good a shape. 50 years ago, you would have had trains going through here. I have to get back over on the highway. The railroad here is not in good shape. And it just disappears at that point. So, I'm not going to do this video across this island, no point to it. But I'll start it again when I get back over to the lake again.